as we observe Labor Day tomorrow, a new survey finds more than half of Americans plan to keep working into retirement. It's called partial retirement, and they're forced into it these days as the cost of living has really increased and savings have decreased. We've got local financial professional John Lawton from Open Air Advisors joining us this morning to really talk about this trend and how you can avoid working during your golden years. John, thank you for joining us so early in the morning.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so we're talking about partial retirement. I kind of gave an explainer on it, but what really is it?
Partial retirement is just maybe you're reducing your hours, maybe you're going part-time, or maybe you're working seasonally, but it's just a time period where you are continuing to work, but you're just doing it on a reduced rate.
Are there any, I guess, benefits to this?
Yeah, there's a lot of really great benefits for it. Probably the biggest one that a lot of people don't talk about is just being able to delay Social Security. For a lot of us and a lot of us that are at retirement age, the average retirement age balance of their 401k is somewhere around $400,000. And so a lot of us with the cost of living increasing are realizing that maybe that's not enough money.
Right.
So being able to delay your Social Security payment, you can delay it all the way till 70. Every year that you delay it, you're getting an 8% increase. So for a lot of folks, working partially is allowing them to delay that. It might delay your need to dip into those retirement funds for a longer period of time, allowing them to grow more so that you're on a better footing for full retirement.
Yeah.
And lastly is you get to keep your friends. One thing that a lot of people don't think about, and one thing that we see as we help folks retire every day is retirement can be a big change in your regular life. Your friends that you see on a regular basis, that you see day in and day out, that's a big part of your social network. 1 in 3 retirees experience some kind of depression symptoms, and so doing this seasonal work, part-time work, being able to still go in and see those people can be a really great source of keeping you going during those retirement years.
That really is a good point to make up. My mom, she is a special education teacher. She's been teaching for 31 years. This year, she finally decided to retire. And I'm like, Mom, you're so lucky. She gets a nice, hefty pension. But I think she's a little sad right now. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going back to school this year. You know, what should I do? And I think she is looking for that.
Oh, she'll probably go back and sub. We see a lot of those folks sub. My dad was a Dallas policeman. He works at the fair. He works at the fair. He's been working at the fair for 10 years. And they go back. It's all of his policeman buddies. So I think it's great.
Now, I guess how can people, when they enter this partial retirement, feel a little bit more secure to say, okay, maybe I can let go of the second job?
Yeah, and there's some things to think about. I think we've got something on the board. So things to be thinking about are your Social Security earning limits. So if you're going to double dip, meaning take Social Security and partial retirement, just know there is an earning limit of $21,000. And that's only if you're earlier than full retirement age. So there's some rules that you need to be thinking about. Healthcare coverage. If you're before 65 and before Medicare age, is the company going to provide you health care, or are you going to be going on Medicare, or are you going to be self-funding that? Because that could be a really big cost. Last one is just tax increases. And let me just say, anytime we're working with retirement or we're looking at any of those things, we need to be focusing on those taxes in our tax planning.
You know, John, I'm actually really curious because you said that you're helping people retire every day. Is there like an issue that you're seeing right now with people that are trying to retire? I
mean, I think that there's a lot of folks that are, we've had some really crazy years in the work environment and in just socially in the United States with COVID and different things like that. And so there's been a lot of shakeups with a lot of companies, and we're seeing a lot of people make decisions, you know, basically deciding I don't want to give these last years to these companies, and they're finding different ways to do it. So partial retirement, I think, is a great way for people to not fully retire. Maybe they weren't financially set up for that yet, but this is a great way for them to get their foot in the door, or foot into retirement, but still retain those relationships, be able to continue with those retirement plans for a little bit longer.
Awesome. John, thank you so much for stopping by, and great tips there. Very insightful. Thank you so much.